What's up? Travel Chronicles, Chapter 90, Part 2, Subset B. I don't know if I mentioned it in the first part or not, but at the Saturday practice, the coach had asked, this is still a conversation from the game on Saturday, because there's just so many things like running through my head about that game. Right, so the coach asked Faith if he was wrong, or if she had a problem, or if he's a bad coach because he made the girls practice right after that game. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, right? So the girls lost the game. Right? They had a good first quarter. The next three quarters were bad. They were bad. And ended up losing by 20. And after the practice, he's so irate that he's telling the girls, like, if you want to quit now. He's like, you got 10 seconds, just quit. Right, which is, I don't know. I don't know what that was to accomplish. And then, all right, we're going to run. So then he made them run down and back, I don't know, a couple of times. Like, I left the gym. I don't know. Then they were running a play, right? Or they were running their offense against the JV defense. And I watched like 2 or 3 times. Like, they scored once, like a couple of times, like threw it away and stuff. And it was like, they were not getting any better. Like, these girls, like the 5 starters just played 30 minutes plus of basketball. They just played 30 minutes. Whether it was any good or not doesn't matter. Well, I guess they sat out the last 3. So they played, let's say, just 27 minutes plus, right? Some of the girls on the bench got in, but probably for not more than 4 minutes, 5 minutes total, right? And then you had all the girls come in the last 3 minutes because it was just that out of hand, and there was no way that team was coming back because of how bad they were playing and how tired they were. So they makes them have mini practice after the game. I'm standing in the concession stand. I look down at my watch. It's 11:17. Elijah says, how much longer do you think this is going to be? And I said, well, we moved the game so we could play basketball, or so we could watch a football game. I was like, so the goal is still to watch a football game. It wasn't to win a basketball game. It was to watch a football game. So basing on that, I'd say we'd be done by 11:30. Like, the practice will be done by 11:30, so everybody can grab all their stuff, get to wherever they're going so they can watch this football game. Because that was the most important thing. This college football game. Standing in the door. I said something I shouldn't have to the coach's wife. I said if a girl's playing like S, I did swear. It was probably inappropriate. But that's how mad I was at the time. I was like, then you got to set her. I was like, we're yelling at girls because they're doing bad, because they're not playing well, but we don't take them out of the game. Like, how is that good? Right? And then we got to sit there and make them run a practice after they get beat by 20, and the girls that are just played are dead tired. Like, they couldn't make a pass at 10:30. You're going to play a whole game of basketball, and you expect them to make a pass at 11:30? They ain't going to. It's still bad. And if they're competing against a JV team, not against a rested varsity team. Anyway, I don't know if that was supposed to build confidence or tear it down. But he asked Faith if that was the right decision. She told him she didn't have a problem with it. She's like, that's fine. I have a problem with it. I was like, yeah, it's bad coaching. But it's not bad coaching because you're making them run and stuff after a game. You're making them run and stuff after a game after you move the game, because winning the game wasn't the primary focus of the day. The primary focus was, hey, let's hurry up and get this over so we can go watch football. Okay, that's where the poor coaching comes in, not the run after a bad loss. Now, the girls didn't show effort. You know what? If she's not showing effort, she's not making baskets, get her out. If you're trying to win the game, don't leave her in there. Like, the high school kids are, I don't want to say funny, but to say that you know 1 through 9 on 20 different days throughout November to January or February is ludicrous. Ludicrous. Because 3 can have a bad game, 4 can have a bad game, heck, 1 can have a bad game, right? 4 can be on fire. 6 can be better than 5 one day. 5 is just having a terrible game. 6 is playing halfway good. Well, what if 7's feeling it, right? What if you got a kid on the bench that's just throwing up shots and they're going in? Like, how could you not put that kid in the game? Oh, I know, because you stuck with your starters, because starters are better. They were better in the preseason. They were better in your open gyms. They're probably got a better chance on any given night to be better. But any given day, the other kid could be better. That's the thing. Right? You're doing a thing for a scenario 9 out of 10 times this kid's going to be better. All right, so then two days out of the year, 2 days out of the season, 2 games, the other kid's going to be better than that. Right? If 90% of the time, if you think it's a 90% average, that kid's going to be better than the other. Right? And there are some kids that even if they're tired, even if they stayed up all night and they're half sick and they show up to play, that kid's still better than this other kid way down on the bench. Right? But if we're talking, 1 year age difference, a little bit of experience, a little bit of a talent gap, and then you start to add that other stuff in, and maybe the other kid had a good night's sleep, right? Ready to play, was focused on winning, had a good warm-up, everything's going right for them that day. 1 out of 10. That's all you need. But you got to find that 1 out of 10, right? That game was a 1 out of 10 game. It's a 1 out of 10. Because that was a game where you had 2-3 girls that played like garbage. But the reason they played like garbage is because the game got moved up. Because it wasn't the focus winning. The focus was a football game. You can't focus on football and try to win a basketball game. The focus is winning basketball games, and that has to be the focus. That has to be the beginning and the end. If we get to watch a football game, cool. But that's not my concern. And it's like, we're going to go out, we're going to do our best, and we're going to go through our lineup, we're going to try to play girls, we're going to try to win the game, and if we don't win the game, then, hey, we tried. But if I move the game, now we're already starting in a hole. Because that wasn't what we had prepared mentally in our minds, that we're going to show up at 11 o'clock to play that game. Right? The other team's getting on a bus. Hey, we got to get on a bus. We can get on a bus, let's say 45 minutes earlier instead of an hour. We'll just take a little bit of time off the warm-up. All right, cool. So they're only down 50 minutes. We had to move everything up an hour. We were playing at home. You don't have a choice. And then you get to use that as motivation too. Hey, they want to move this game up so that they can go home and watch football. So they don't. To me, that tells me they don't care about winning. And if you got a coach that's willing to coach 7 girls, and that's all he got, that's all he's got. He doesn't have, other people to bring in to practice against him because you gotta have all these COVID restrictions and you're trying to keep your team somewhat isolated, so you're just practicing with 7. That's tough. Right? I mean, you can't run 4s. You gotta throw a coach out there to play with these girls. And they had talent. I mean, they were a good team. Are they better than us? I don't know that. Say they were better coached, but I mean they had certain things that they knew they were doing. I think he had a rotation built in. I didn't watch the game that closely. I mean, he might have left 2 in like until the very end, and then gave her a rest. But everybody's like, "Oh, it's a travel. They're traveling." I don't know. A lot of their stuff was travels. Some of them was. But I think all in all, they were pretty well coached. They always pressed after a free throw. I don't even know if he yelled at him to get in. They just did it. And that's when you can tell a team is well coached, because they have winning habits that they don't have to be yelled at to do. Right? If you're yelling at a kid every time to look for stuff, to make a pass, to take a certain shot, then question your team's preparation. But that's all. I forgot about that, and I wanted to mention that I did not think very much of the running and practicing after the game, because it wasn't the girls' fault, right? And basically what we're saying is, oh, hey, we were okay playing until 11:30. We just had to leave by then. But we want to play a game at 10:30. Move it up a whole hour. we wanted to help the other team out so they could get home and watch football. You know how long a football game is anyway? It's long. It's like 3.5 hours. I mean, the Browns played last night. And it was a 3-hour football game, and they played on Sunday night, and it was pretty much a continuous clock. Because it was like run. You know, short passes. I don't think there was a lot of long incompletions or challenges or things that took like a long time. There wasn't a lot of scoring. You know, so if teams aren't scoring, you don't have to look at replays and stuff after the score. Just you know, it goes. So it was about 3 hours. About 3 hours. 8:20 to a little bit after 11. That's about as fast as a football game can go. If you're ending your game right before the other game starts, you miss half the first quarter. It's not the defining part of the game. Especially now with a football game, it's going to last 3 hours. You can miss the first hour and a half, and you're not out anything. You know, I mean, why not invest the time, the effort, the energy into something that you're going to get something back out of? Ohio State wins a game. Oh, whoa. Wait till Monday when we get my Ohio State prize in the mail. You didn't get anything. Oh, our team played well. We won a game. That's a little one that goes in the W column. You go out there, you move everything around, screw everything up, take one in the L column, you get to own that too. That's focus. Focus. A lot of people think about multitasking and stuff and think that they're doing something good. And I am not the older I get, the less I'm a fan of multitasking, unless you're driving and talking on the phone, right? That's cool. But if you're doing a task, like if you're really into a task that you're doing, and I don't even care if it's playing a game, you know, if you're playing a video game or something, like you've got to put yourself into it 100%. You can't be trying to do that, do something else, you know, make your breakfast, make your lunch, sit there and eat and do stuff. Like, I mean, you may still be able to win like a couple of games or something, but it's not high level, right? You got to lock in. It's the same with a competitive sport. That has to be your focus. You can't be on the basketball court thinking about, oh man, I got homework. What do I got to do on this break? What do I got after this game? Oh shoot, the football game. I gotta get home. I gotta watch. I gotta get a shower first. And then we're gonna go somewhere and watch that. Oh, we should get something to eat too. It's got to be, who am I playing against? What do they play? What's their strategy? All right, what are we running? Where am I going to score from? Where's the shots coming from? Who's on fire today? You know, that's the focus. Let's hit my substitutions. Let's hit this rotation pattern. You know, a coach has to take that initiative to hit all of his marks down through there, right? Hit all of the plays. And if something's not working, he's got to see what's not working and make that adjustment. To be a holistic effort, right? And everybody's got to be on the same page. Assistant coaches, players, fans, everybody. I'm done, you know, trying to coach. Like, I've seen this before. Because I sat there and I told Dean, I was like, I've already seen this. I've seen this show for 3 years on the boys' side. And now my son doesn't want to play because of the way the coach treated him. So I'm going to let my daughter go through the same thing. Like, I could see it because she's in the same spot he was. You know, down on the bench, freshman year. Oh, you can get into varsity. And she may play a little bit more than he did, but it ain't going to be much. And then next year, now we got other freshmen coming in, and they're going to go right to varsity. You got 2 of them, because one of them's a junior high coach's daughter, and the other one's a teacher at the school. Like, she's fast. I think she's going to struggle at the varsity level. mean, that other little girl did fine today. She's a 5'4" though. Or Saturday. She was fine. I mean, if she can do that stuff, then she'll be all right. If that's the case, then Faith goes from 9 to 11. And she's got to wait a year, and then she'll move up to 6 as a junior. So she'll be right where he was. And if coaching attitude is the same, if player beratement is the same, if yelling at kids during games, telling them how terrible they're doing, the kids know that they're making mistakes. How's that pass going to get through? If you don't make a shot, you're going to come out. You don't make the next, you're coming out. Okay, she comes out for 30 seconds and then goes right back in. What was the instruction on the bench? Hey, make shots next time. Or you'll come out for another 30 seconds. Got it? It's like kids are intentionally trying to miss shots. I think as a coach, you want kids to be able to run. You want kids to want to run through a wall for you, not shove your head through a wall. Those are the good coaches, the ones who can motivate people to do stuff that's beyond what they should be doing, not just being scared to do anything. Because there were a couple of times during that game where the girl who's running the point essentially was beating their team. Like, she was getting through. They were playing like a top. It wasn't really man. It had a zone look to it. Even if it was man, she was beating the top person and she was getting into the lane. But then she was trying to dump it down low. Right when we're putting all the attention on the girl on the baseline, she can't make a shot. That girl's beating people at the top, getting into the lane, and it's clear. Shoot it. Shoot the ball. You got space. Shoot it. You draw that other defender up. Now that other girl can rebound and then maybe get a putback, right? Now she's not face up with a taller defender right behind her trying to score through him. And I don't understand why people can't see that. It's like, if you have a taller defender behind her, she can't score. She can't score. All right, that's all I got. So that's another. This is like 40 minutes worth of rant about that game. That's how upsetting it was. It wasn't productive. It wasn't beneficial. And I've been looking into a lot of stuff about focus, about getting in the zone. And I think I can do it like at work. Like, I think I could get in the zone at work. Like, I really could throw myself into what I'm doing. I haven't been able to do it yet while playing basketball. Like, I'm going to try though. Like, have my focus entirely there in a game. I did on Thursday night when we played. Yeah, my focus wasn't there, so I left. Because I don't have to be there. But I had to be there. I had to be there Saturday. Oh, there's no reserve game. She's got 4 quarters. She may play a good bit. No, she didn't even get it in at all until the last 3 minutes. She played in the first half against Beaver Local, and she only had 2 quarters. Then she played in the third quarter. What happened with that? Oh, yeah, we won that game. Weird. I mean, we're up by 20. Probably should have subbed something then. To keep your starters fresh. Anyway, I want to try to focus in a basketball game. I did make one shot, right? So at the end of the game, we're done. Standing probably like 4 or 5 feet behind the 3-point line. And I turned to look at the guy who was standing at the top of the key, and I stared at him and shot it and swished it. I was like, all right, I'm done. And I was done. That was the last shot I took, but it was crazy. All right. That's all I got. See you later. Be careful. Be COVID free.